Hey guys, what's up? This is Max Days, me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time it is going to be on Bring Her Back. This movie is directed by Danny and Michael Filippo, the directors of Talk to Me. And with how successful Talk to Me was both critically and financially, of course, they would have to make another film. And with this movie, we follow two siblings who have to stay with this woman played by Sally Hawkins. And she seems like a nice lady at first, but because she actually has another kid with her who isn't exactly hers, as things happen throughout the film that happen to the male sibling as throughout the film, she just tends to get more mad, and we learn a lot more about what goes on. And the fact is, well, this is a horror film by A24. You should know exactly what to expect. Now, one thing that I didn't mention in my review for Talk to Me was something that I didn't even know about, was the fact that Danny and Michael Filippo were actually YouTubers. And it's very rare for a YouTuber, let alone multiple YouTubers, to make movies that actually managed to be really good and actually had effort put into them. But they really proved that with Talk to Me. So because of that, it would be obvious for them to try again a second time to see if there would be just as much success. Well, can they pull it off again? Absolutely. This movie is mad, it is disturbing, but not in the same way that a zombie film is disturbing. No, this is disturbing in a way that you would probably expect from a film from A24. Because this movie not only is disturbing in a bloody perspective, but also in a performance perspective, specifically with Sally Hawkins. She is phenomenal, and she's truly what brings the terror to this film, rather than just jump scares. There's only one that really happens, but it managed to be effective, and because the buildup was already suspenseful, it managed to work very well. And Sally Hawkins, remember, she was the mother of the first two Paddington movies. And the fact is that she's in a horror film like this, yeah, just make sure your kids don't see this one, because it makes it pretty obvious why she wasn't in the new Paddington movie. But what I feel works the most throughout this movie is the fact that it gives the audience members pieces to this puzzle that's going on, because it can be a very puzzling film throughout. Because once it opens up, you just know that there is going to be a lot that is going to tie into this entire thing once it starts up. And once it concludes, there might be a little bit of puzzle pieces that you might be putting into the wrong spots, but it's not one of those movies where it just keeps the audience, trying to know everything in the beginning. I mean, there is parts to the movie early on that I kind of wish they didn't give away so soon, but most of what happens throughout the film, there's always that little part that goes on throughout this movie, because anything could happen. Because when it comes to the sibling duo, I really dug their connection, but it starts to really fall apart ever since this woman came into the mix. But there was a lot that really ties into why exactly this woman is looking after them. I'm not going to go into any spoilers whatsoever, but I found it very unique, very interesting, and I was really on the edge of my seat throughout this movie, as it really managed to crawl under my skin through specific parts. There is some deep moments of drama that I thought worked very well, and it really just made it more intense. Those, I think, are some of the scariest aspects throughout the film. Now, there's no denying that there is some pretty disturbing imagery, especially some moments involving this kid who plays a major part. And I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but, oh man, this kid, he creeps me out. And the way they used him, I thought worked beautiful. Well, not beautifully, because this movie, it's anything but beautiful, in a sense that it's not supposed to be beautiful. But yeah, the movie's very well shot too. Of course, this is an Australian film, and the setting, again, throughout a lot of the movie, it's inside this one house, and there are a lot of elements of rain, but yeah, it's still very well shot, and it is just, it really brings in the tension and the mood. especially since, this is from the same people that made Talk to Me, which was my favorite horror film of 2023 and one of my favorite movies of that year. And if you loved Talk to Me, then I'm not sure if you're going to get that same type of vibe, but there are some moments that definitely have a few familiarities while still being its own thing. Like a sequel to that movie is in the works. I'm not sure if we're going to get more information on that. I don't feel like it really needs a sequel, but as long as it's by the same directors, then I don't really mind all that much. This movie just has that same sense of unpredictability and the fact that anything could happen in this movie. And the fact is, these two guys, they pretty much know horror and they know exactly what to bring out. And they always seem to have some creative ideas. They did that with Talk to Me, and they definitely did that here. And I was really digging most of my time with this movie. In the end, guys, Bring Her Back is another fantastic library to these two duo directors, working really hard on bringing something great to the big screen, because watching it at home, movies like this, I am happy to see on the big screen. It gives more of that sense of tension. It gives more of that element of suspense rather than it just being a full-on jump scare fest. Sally Hawkins is great, and everybody else is terrific. It definitely keeps you guessing. It has those pieces that you really want to try putting together even before the movie ends. I feel like there's just so much to the movie that I feel like it's just fun trying to piece together. It doesn't work all the time. I mean, there are some moments that I felt like didn't always fit in, but it's very rare. Most of it definitely did. And in the end, I definitely say bring yourself to see this one. Why are some of the best horror films coming out this year coming out during the summertime? Like, if they were coming out during the Halloween season, I mean, we are definitely going to get some, but movies like this, I feel like would definitely get far more recognition had they come out. Well, then again, New Final Destination is doing pretty well. Sinners was doing amazing. Still, nonetheless, definitely check it out this summer. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and maybe subscribe for more. You can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram or maybe Blue Sky. Links are in the description, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.